Hello everyone, welcome back to Dragonforge After Dark. This is our first stream in over a month. We're currently in the middle of migrating from StreamYard into OBS, so bear with the format for now. So today, joining us on our part three of the Adeptus Titanicus Primer will be Master Jeff and Vian. Vian is back.
Hello.
Hello, dead one.
I have
And we are
a very
also
good
saying
news.
hello to Master Jeff's cat. Please show the cat again.
A cat. Hello, cat. Meow meow.
It's a cat. So, um, today will only be on YouTube because we haven't set everything up yet, but probably by next week we'll be able to do everything. But anyway, this video is going to be up in YouTube for perpetuity. So that's nice. Anywho, um, let us begin. Today we will be talking about the maniples and the list building in Titanicus. So it's gonna be a fun episode because we're gonna be talking about how to actually build your lists.
Cheese. How
Uh,
to cheese. Yeah,
How to
that's it.
cheese.
That's it.
Well,
no, we
it's coming
already
from
talked
Master
about
Jeff.
how to cheese in the first one with the warp missiles.
How to cheese again, legally.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
the nitty
Yeah.
gritty of how to cheese.
Okay, so first let's talk about the Legio battle group. We've talked about how to make all knight lists, but now how do we make titan lists? First of all, your total force must fit within the points limit. The Legio battle group must contain at least one maniple, and a maniple is made up of 3 to 5 titans, and sometimes a few knights. A Legio battle group can have multiple maniples, each with its own Precept Signoris, and a Legio battle group can take Titans and household support banners as reinforcements. So, yeah, you can take your knights in a Legio battle group as like reinforcements. So, what are reinforcements? So, reinforcements are any Titans or Knights within the battle group that are not part of a maniple, so they don't get the maniple bonuses. A Legio battle group can have any number of reinforcements as long as first they include a maximum of 2 knight banners per each Titan maniple. So, yeah, one of those banners may be an auxiliary knight banner, also known as the Acastus banner. So, in order to spam more than 2 Acastus, you need more maniples. So, there's a way to do that, and we'll talk about that once we get to the light maniples. And then they should also only include a maximum of 1 auxiliary titan per maniple. So that's maximum 1 War Master or Nemesis Warbringer as reinforcements per maniple. This does not include Nemesis Warbringers that are part of the maniple.
And the precept maniple, right? That's the one that has that.
The Precept and the Arcus.
Okay.
Righty. So first of all, the points. Where do you find the points? If you look at your handy dandy Titan terminal, which I absolutely love these things. So if you look at your terminal, it's right under the name of the Titan. So it's right there, 250 points plus weapon points. So where do we find the weapon points? The weapon points are on the there on the weapon cards themselves. So you can check out the points right over there. So for example, the Gatling Blaster is 15 points. Then you add all of that together and that's the total points cost of your Titan. So maniples. Maniples are groupings of titans, basically 3 to 5 titans that follow a specific configuration and gain a specific bonus. Unlike the formations and unlike the War Scroll battalions in AOS, they do not cost points. So all you need to do is form them. They're like force org charts. So not this kind of maniple. That's a man nipple. So
We're gonna get censored.
um, yeah, no, we cannot get censored. It's a man nipple. Remember?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's okay if it's a
Yeah.
dude's nipple. Sure, sure,
Yes,
sure.
I remember like that video where they demonstrated checking for breast cancer with man boobs so that it wouldn't get censored. Yes. All right, so let's start with the light maniples. Light maniples are what you're gonna be going to if you are playing smaller games, or if you want to cram more reinforcements in there, like if you want to put a War Master, Master Jeff,
Hmm.
this is where you go. Um, Two of the strongest of all the maniples are also in the light maniples. So let's get started with them. First of all, let's start with one of the strongest maniples, the Venator Light Maniple. So your required titans are one Reaver and two Warhounds, and you have an optional additional two Warhounds. So their special ability is Opportunistic Strike. When a Warhound within this maniple collapses an opponent's void shields, the Reaver immediately gets a free out of sequence attack with one weapon. So you want to bring like weapons that are absolutely destructive for someone without shields, like a volcano cannon or a melta cannon. So these things, yes. So you're gonna want to bring at least one or both. Just be Master Jeff raised the point earlier where he said that you might want to take double shield breaker things on here, so double bolters on your warhounds. But the problem with that is if your reaver gets sniped by like turn one Legio defensor fire and it blows up on turn one, like your warhounds are not gonna be doing anything for the rest of the game. You might as well concede. So Vian, we have played with these before.
Oh
Like,
yes.
what are your thoughts?
Um. So off the top of my head, I have to say that that was in the first game that I've ever played. So there was a lot of positional errors on my end, but that's learning curve. But I definitely see the power in this. But the other thing I'd like to highlight here, as Cash already mentioned, you'd want the longer range weapons for your Reaver. What I had on mine was a Gatling blaster and a laser blaster, if I remember correctly. Since I
Yes.
bought Reavers way back when, and apparently that version of the Reaver is now web store exclusive, and the new one has so depends on which kit you got. Um, but I did recently just get the one with the volcano, and so that's gonna be coming up soon. But that's definitely something I found was that the few the few times that my warhounds actually even got up close to break a shield, also because
Yeah, you
of
did it
course
once.
VN luck doesn't really do anything. Makes it
You collapsed a Titan shields exactly
yes.
once in the game.
Yep. So abysmal luck notwithstanding, this one definitely feels really fun if you like having lots of warhounds. Warhounds are really are actually quite fast. I'm honestly a little surprised. Like,
Super fast.
they're so fast. They're so fast. They
Also,
have
I think isn't there a potential interaction here where if the guy, it will, having something like this will actually make the other guy not want to regenerate his void shields.
That's
I
an
think it's
option, yeah. Because if the other guy does not regenerate their void shields, they are not opening themselves up for an opportunistic strike. But I think that you still want to get the void shields, since it's still ablative shielding that you can save.
Hmm.
So it's still a hail mary, better than taking like a
direct
volcano
damage
cannon free to the face.
Hmm.
because that's a lot of damage when you take something
Yes.
straight to your body. And as we will, as I have learned, Cash did not.
But the thing is,
Like,
that's going to be
like it's
one
orange.
instead of two,
What do you
because
mean?
if
That's if
with
they
your,
break the shield.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
but
they,
the
they might
assumption
not
is,
break the shield.
yeah, but the assumption is if you have enough of these little guys that are just going around pestering you with breaking shields and stuff, then it is an option for you to do. Because if you don't want to get pummeled double time by the once
Leader.
from the special power and once from the normal activation, then that's something that you can gamble on. That's a potential gamble that you can do. You just risk taking one instead of risk taking two, and hope that Vian's dice luck will save you and not hit on that
But you
one
see,
remaining
if
shot.
if it's me and luck, I'm not gonna break the shield in the first place till like third four.
Yeah, he's not gonna break the shield in the first place.
So you
So
know,
like
it's kind
it's
of
a
moot
non-issue.
against me. Against Kesh though,
Yep.
he'd be scared, and Master Jeff, he'd be
Oh,
scared.
okay. You only had really abysmal luck because you started targeting Cloud, and that's a no-no in my house. You do not
I
bully
should
my
stop
dog.
playing in your house.
We don't have anywhere else to play.
Dragon Forge when it's safer again.
Yeah, when it's safer, but like for now.
Yeah. Until then, it's like the
So
home court advantage is absolutely insane. It's like just utterly disgusting.
Did you check underneath the table, man? There might be magnets, man. Special magnets that work on your dice.
But it happens no matter where I play, even in my own home.
yeah, we once played on Vian's bed.
And I was like, okay,
And
when
it's
he's like 1 and 2, and then Cash
Yo.
is like rolls it 6-6. What the?
And he's like, my dice are broken. And then I roll his dice. No, they're not.
It's like, this is why I've taken a quite lengthy hiatus from dice games.
stay away from
yeah.
the casinos, man. Maybe you should
Yeah,
just
yeah.
stick to
It's
a
like
slot machine, man. Stick to a slot machine.
this is why I
Got no.
stick to Magic the Gathering. It's
Yeah.
Mm.
feels less bad.
I remember that time where I left my dice at home during a
Mm.
tournament.
And Cash
and
mentioned
like, Vian, you left your dice here. Yeah, I know they're cursed. Can I borrow them for the tournament? But they're cursed. and then I won.
The dice
so.
are mocking you, Vian. They're mocking you.
I know it's like they're constantly mocking me. At this point, I've given up. I'm just like, sure, whatever, go do it.
You have
I
to
have no
treat your
spirit
dice with
left to
more
break.
respect.
Hey man,
Like
continue.
you have to like give your dice better working conditions.
Might be a sweatshop, man. You might be working them in a sweatshop.
Yeah.
No,
So anyway, let's move on to our next one, which is another strong one, the Ferox Light Maniple. If you look between these two, like literally only one thing changes. You have an optional Reaver instead of an additional optional Warhound. So it's Reaver, Warhound, Warhound, and optional Reaver and a Warhound. So your special ability is Knife Fighters. When a Titan attacks a target within its scale in inches, they add 1 to armor rolls. Titans in this maniple may also choose to use their weapon skill or ballistic skill when within 2 inches of an enemy. So you mostly want this for melee titans. Like your reavers are gonna be melee reavers in this one, and you're gonna be just doing close range warhound stuff. So your scale, for example, for a warhound is 6. So within 6 inches, you get the +1 to armor rolls. That also stacks with the flank bonus and the rear bonus. And warhounds are fast. And for a
Armor
reaver, it's
rolls
8.
are the armor penetration roll.
Yes.
Okay,
that's
cool,
a
So
scary
cool.
fear.
That's
it's
cool on a
pretty
die
damn
six,
scary.
man.
This is hilariously scary, especially with Warhounds with Plasma Blast Guns, and holy shit, Melee Reavers. Melee Reavers are already absolutely terrifying, but Ferox Reavers like have a decent chance of like gang banging a War Master.
So you want to get yourself of one Venator and one Ferox. If you have enough Reavers and Warhounds, you can just go off just doing that.
Yeah, it'll cost quite a lot of points though. But
I mean,
yes, you
I
can
mean
split your
the
force in between
the
the long
one
range and the
one,
short range.
they're both going to be kind of
Yeah,
mid range type guns.
so it's gonna be 200-ish plus.
It's a funny
300-ish.
thing. It's like Cash was limited by the number of reavers he has in
Yeah, yeah.
his
Last time I
choice
was
of
limited by the number of reavers I had. So now
All
I have two. So I can
seem
play a
that
lot
seems
more maniples.
it seems the game is a game of reavers. He
yeah.
who has the most
Yes.
reavers wins.
Not necessarily.
Or
Um
they have most of the options. You get most of the options if you
yes,
have
the reaver is the
more
most
reavers.
flexible titan straight up. But you can't one a man does not man cannot live on bread alone. So even if your bread is the reaver, you may want like additional stuff. Unless you are playing with a certain maniple we'll get to later.
For your
So
master jet.
Ferox really strong, and an
5 more
additional
pistol.
ability here is that the titans in the maniple can also use their weapon skill or ballistic skill in melee. So you can shoot using your ballistic skill even when you're within 2 inches, which is amazing. You
What's the
also get your plus
typical
one to armor rolls.
what's the typical difference between of weapon skill versus ballistic skill for these
Okay,
guys?
so let's use the Reaver as an example. The Reaver's ballistic skill is a 3 plus and the weapon skill is a 4 plus.
Mm.
It's the same thing for a Warhound.
So it's usually
So
about a
instead of
point off.
yeah, so instead of hitting on a 4 plus, you're gonna be hitting on a 3 plus, which is pretty damn important if you are for example, shooting your Gatling blasters or if you're shooting your laser blasters into as a cold shot into like a severely damaged body. So that's gonna make a huge amount of difference. Ian, what are you drinking?
Gremlin juice. Not Mountain Dew.
Ah,
Ah,
the
Mountain
Mountain
Dew.
Dew. Anyway, so thoughts about the Ferox,
I'd be
guys.
drinking that if it didn't have so much sugar. If there was a zero version of Mountain Dew, I'd take that.
They said
Yeah,
Master Jeff
Mountain
had
Dew
enough
gives me
power. You're not allowed
palpitations.
to. You're not allowed to have Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have Mountain Dew. Remember that time I had it and then I started palpitating?
Yep, that was like holy shit.
Yeah. So thoughts on the Ferox Light Maniple, friends?
Off the top of my head, I feel like this is the light maniple you want if you want to play. What's that? That one Legio that does the teleporting.
That's any traitor Legio.
Oh, okay. So if you're a traitor Legio, it seems like, and you want to get up close and like punch people, this seems like you're.
Yeah, it's also really good for close range Legios like Ignatum, Master Jeff, and
Hmm.
Gryphonicus.
Mm, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's generally one of the strongest maniples. Like there are a lot of maniples that are duds, and the light maniples have a higher percentage of really good ones than the battle line maniples. So let's go to the next one. So this is one of the duds, the Firmus light maniple. So the required is a reaver and two warhounds, and the optional are two reavers, which I did not expect.
Which I
So
guess means you're never taking the optionals.
yeah, but here's
You're
the thing.
probably
When a titan within the maniple is chosen as the target of an attack, you may nominate a different titan from this maniple to be the target instead, but the new target has to be closer to the attacker and at least 50% visible. And here's the clincher. The attacker can make a command check. If they pass, they can still fire at the original target as they wish. If they fail,
Not
they can
so bad.
only attack the nominated titan that round.
Yeah, yeah, it's not
So
so
that
bad.
means
This
it
is like
negates split fire.
a Tao's shield drone thing. You're giving here, have a warhound. Put it
Yeah,
in
except
but
front
the
of the
here's the
shield
guy
thing.
here.
somewhere down.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Your opponent can pass a command check and totally
Yeah,
negate your maniple bonus.
that's fine. That's fine. It's another dice roll that he has to roll, and if you're fighting Vian, he's gonna fail it.
That's true. And if they fail it, like it negates split fire because they can only attack the nominated titan for
Hmm.
that titan.
That round.
But here's the thing. Um, this thing has the same basic requirements as the Ferox and the Venator.
Hmm.
So
But are you
why
allowed
would
to
you
take
take the Firmus?
multiples of the same one, of the same maniple?
Yes, unless TO says no.
Mm.
Yeah, I
I guess it's
believe
a
in some
it's an
tournaments they
option
said no.
then. I think it's an option then that if you do want to run multi-reaver warhound style, sometimes you will end up forced to take this if you have like three reavers and six warhounds, and you want to stack the maniples. This is the only other one that you can
Honestly,
do.
just take a Ferox and a Venator.
Hmm.
You get so you can have more of the Titans in the good Maniples,
Yeah.
since
Because,
this doesn't
Well,
really
not
offer
well.
much
Well,
bonus.
this one. The thing is, that's another thing. Given that this is like it sucks, it means the other guys are more of a target, and people will tend to ignore this one a little bit more than usual. Plus the fact that this warhound is in the way and is just gonna kind of annoy you, and you're more concerned about the opportunistic strike. This reaver with a close combat weapon is getting closer, ever so much closer.
Yes,
It
but
could
that
end up
means
being the thing.
you're using. This can't even be your fire magnet, since this can
It's not. This
only
no no. This
tank.
is not going to be a. This is not a fire magnet. This is like the one that you're ignoring because you think he's stupid.
But here's the
wow.
thing, though: you're putting half to a third of your
Hmm.
entire army into a useless maniple,
It's
and the
not
maniple
used.
bonuses are huge.
But then if you only have three, and is there another light maniple after this
There is.
that
There are
uses
more
this
light
one?
maniples. And
Hmm.
here's the thing. You usually only have two maniples max. And
Hmm.
that's only if you're using light maniples. If you're playing a normal sized game, you only normally have one. You can only fit one. And you're not even taking
One
all
big
the
one,
optionals. One maniple.
one big
One
one.
big maniple, or
Hmm.
maximum two small maniples. So while these two exist, this one
It's not.
has
It's
more.
not. It's a
Yeah.
bit less. This looks like more of something that you would use in a narrative for those larger games.
Yes.
So this would
You can
be
use it
useful
then,
there. But yeah,
but
in a
like
match type of environment, match play type of environment, this is probably not
this is
ideal.
garbage.
Yep.
Like I'd honestly take other stuff. Now the Ignis Light Maniple is especially good in a certain traitor Legio that specializes in Flamen Warfers. So if you are playing that specific legion that plays Flamen Warfers, this is kind of like the only way to make this work. So this one only uses Warhounds. It's three Warhounds and a
All with
Cerastus
flame,
Knight Acheron uh
Double flamers.
Cerastus Knight Acheron
double
banner, the
flamer.
Flamer
Mhm.
Cerastus.
So it runs double flamers on this thing.
Usually wanna run one Flamer and
Hmm.
just do your usual with the rest, because you have like a units within the maniple add one to the dice of flame firestorm weapons, so they gain more shield breaking ability and
Hmm.
reroll armor rolls of one with the said weapons. And the Cerastus Knights have to be Acherons, obviously they have to have flamers. And if a Titan is successfully given a first fire or full stride command, Acherons within 6 may also be issued the same order without command check. This is not as good as it sounds, because a Warhound has garbage command value. It has like a 5 plus command value, 4 plus if you're the Princeps Seniors. So
what is an Asheron's command value?
I don't think I have the banner thingy for it, but I think command values for um knights are generally on the 5 plus 6 plus.
Hmm. Yeah,
So I
so
mean
you know
it's a
it's one of
small
the
bonus,
it's a
you
small
know, might as
bonus.
well.
It's like one less thing for you to worry about. If you manage to pass for your warhounds, then that's one less
Yes.
thing to roll a die on.
Yes. But we must remember that flamer weapons are not the best thing unless you're playing a narrative game on a super packed city board,
Hmm.
like an almost zone mortalis type setting. This Titan can quite easily get outranged and outgunned. So you
So you
really
need
only want to consider this in like
lots of
specific
corners.
niche
Yeah.
situations, and if you're playing that one specific traitor Legio, which is Legio Magna. No wait, Legio Infernus. Yes,
So this
it's in the
thing
name.
is so generally you're looking for a map with lots of corners, lots of places to hide, shoot
Hmm.
through buildings, that sort of thing.
Indeed. So next we have and lots of knights on the enemy field because
Mm.
flamer weapons are really good against knights.
Mm.
So our next is the Lupercal Light Maniple, the
Oh look,
cheapest maniple in the game. When people want to fit a War Master in like a normal game of 1,500 to 1,750, they bring a Lupercal since it's like 600 something points minimum.
Can't
Is
you
it
bring
600
just
something?
the War
No,
Master?
no, no. It's
what is
Warhound,
this
Warhound.
squadron thing that it
Yeah.
likes talking about?
Okay, so as we discussed squadrons in the first one, basically you put them into a unit and they activate at the same time.
Mm.
Normally you can squadron warhounds in any maniple or even outside maniples, but they're stuck in the
At the
squadron
beginning
for
of
the
every
entire
round.
game. So you're kind of giving up activations. Meanwhile, in a Lupercal light maniple, you can choose your squadroning at the start of each round. So if during this turn you want more activations to like have better mind games and movement, especially at the start of the game, you want to split them up and like spread your targets and generally be a nuisance when it comes to movement. You don't have to squadron. But when you're up close and you want to be activating everything at the same time to absolutely destroy a Titan before it gets to activate, then you can squadron. And squadroning also lets you share your shields if you're in base contact. So it makes your warhounds more survivable because their shields are garbage. So the Lupercal is very
Oh yeah,
good for a move. Yeah,
how does the void shield sharing thing work? If you
you
get what happens when you
basically
get hit in that case?
you nominate one Titan and it uses you use the shields on that Titan.
Ah, okay, okay. So even if you have no shields, you can say let the other guy take it.
Let the other guy take it. Yes,
Ah, okay, all right.
it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this is really the ultimate um, pro gamer maniple.
Mm.
Especially good in legios that specialize in warhounds, like the Legio Solaria and the Legio Audax. So this is amazing in those legios. So, but the thing is, you're gonna be spamming warhounds all over the place, and
That's a lot
warhounds
of
are quite
warhounds.
fragile. Yeah, that's a lot of warhounds. It's like 5 warhounds.
I don't think I have 5 warhounds. I think I only
I
have 4.
Time
have
to buy
two.
5 more.
Time to buy 5 warhounds.
I only have 4.
Time to buy
Ian
one.
has 4.
I have, I got 2 more just now. Oh, within the last couple of weeks.
I'll have to check. Maybe I actually have 2 more somewhere.
That would not
I
be
only have
surprising
2. I can't
considering
actually play this maniple because my Legio hates Scout
it's
Titans.
warehouses.
Yes, I
I
am
got
heavily considering the chicken doggo though. The dire wolf.
Direwolf with the
mm,
gun.
the Forge World.
Just say
Yeah,
when.
yeah.
Just let me know when we're gonna
We
do the
will see
order,
how
man.
much it costs when it comes.
Hmm. I
So
wonder what the
anyway,
armigers are like. If we're going Forge World, right? What are armigers like?
oh, they're garbage.
Yeah, I know they're garbage, but it might end up being like more activation spam.
They actually count as, I believe, auxiliary titans. So it's
Mm,
either them or an Acastus.
okay, yeah, okay, Acastus then,
Gas
or
is the
the
So,
ultimate
though,
cheese.
don't quote me on that. Like, that's what I saw on Reddit. I actually haven't seen their actual rules, but like they look like they're kind of decent, but they're more on anti other knights than anti titans. Like, the
Mhm.
most they can hurt is a warhound.
Well, it makes sense. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
they're
what
tiny.
happens.
So we shall move on to the last light maniple, which is the Canis light maniple, which is the Legio Audax exclusive one. If you're not Legio Audax, straight up cannot take this. So they have Pac Ambush, which is instead of deploying your Titans, you place a number of markers equal to Warhounds in the maniple, 6 inches away from enemy deployment zone, and then your Warhounds count as deployed. So this is hilarious because once all other units have been deployed, you can deploy the Warhounds within 3 inches of a marker as long as it's 50% obscured from enemy models. So you're basically infiltrating your Warhounds.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking hilarious. Like
Oh, you can put
infiltrating
them right.
Warhounds,
You can put this right in front of the other guy.
yes. Or you can put them in the flank or like
Hmm.
wherever you want as long as it's 50% obscured and you are within 3 inches of a marker. And you can also cram them all on one marker. If you have three
Mm-mm.
warhounds,
Yep,
you put
yep.
three markers. Your opponent doesn't know where they're coming from. So you can spread them out, one each
Yep.
marker. You can put two on one marker and one
Or
on the other, or
yeah,
you can
all
put
three
all
on
three in
one.
one. Yes. So, but if it cannot be deployed, you have to deploy it within your deployment zone
It
instead.
reminds me
So
of a blip token from
yes,
Space Hulk.
it's basically the blip tokens from Space Hulk. Yes. And it's pretty hilarious and strong. So what Audax players usually do is they bring one Canis and one Lupercal. The Lupercal is their more flexible force and their alpha striking with the Canis. So this is basically what they use to like scare the shit out of the enemy while this thing like flanks.
I wonder where the direwolf fits in. Is it like does it slot in on any of the
Yeah,
where a
I hope
warhound
it
could go?
slots in one of these things. I hope it does. Like it has to. Like otherwise, why bother?
Mm.
Imagine having five direwolves in that. I can be anywhere.
It's probably gonna be replace one.
Hmm.
So in an Audax list, you're gonna have two, like one per maniple.
Hmm.
Is okay.
So that means you can have like
But
four
like if
Gatling blaster, four Vulcan Megabolt, dual Vulcan Megabolters, and the
fam,
two
you
there.
don't take it for the Vulcan Mega
It's
Bolters, you
for the
take it for that
volcano
neutron laser and the
for the
volcano cannon.
volcano
I
cannon.
mean, the regular Warhounds are
Yeah.
like double
But
bolters.
Vian,
That's
consider an infiltrating volcano cannon.
fun. It's
Yes.
like short range, not a problem.
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but their wolves are actually better long range, so it's kind of weird.
Oh,
But I
No,
actually
but
want
this thing
one
can
because it
send. You can
looks like a
send it to
chicken.
the flank. The nice thing is you
Yes.
can send it on a far flank, and it would still make a difference. Unlike
Yes,
if you
indeed.
put. Mhm.
Yeah, especially like on terrain rich boards, being able to
Mhm.
place it like somewhere where it can hide turn one and then like pop out and say sorpresa
Because
puta.
there are only so many places your enemy can go because you only have so many units.
Hmm.
So a typical and most likely they don't want to spread out their units across the board. So they're gonna tend to clump towards half of a certain part of the table. And you
Yeah,
can put the direwolf in the a far side where there's
and
nobody
it just
there
snipes.
and it just cheap shots everything.
Yeah, your biggest nightmare though is if your opponent is also playing Audax, or if they send like a super
Hey, damn it!
fast,
There's
super
no one
sticky
here.
Cerastus unit.
Ah, yes,
Hmm.
this Rastus.
Yeah, but you know, like a dire wolf will still die in one turn to like
It's still a warhound.
Acastus Knights.
It's
Oh,
still a
yeah,
warhound, right?
yeah.
Acastus Knights. Anyway, we'll talk more about the dire wolf when we actually have rules for it.
Hmm.
Like I actually want to do an episode reacting to it if you guys are G, like
Sure.
when it comes out.
Mm.
So we're gonna move on to the battle line Maniples. So these are the bigger ones to use for mid-size to larger games, and generally battle line Maniples. If you're playing it on an average list, you'll have like 3 to 4 titans max. So let us begin. The first one is the Axiom Battle Line Maniple, aka Vanilla Ice. So this is the vanilla of the vanillist. You get one of each of the original Titans, and then you get an additional Reaver and Warhound. And the special ability is Might of the Omnissiah. If a Titan from this maniple fails its command check when issuing orders, the others may still be issued orders. So this is good for making sure that if you fail your first command check of the game, like Cash, you can still issue more orders.
Only
Unfortunately, I
happened
did not
once.
have an Axiom at that time. So like
Only happened
I
once, and
basically
only in
got
the first round.
So
okay,
this can
okay,
go
fine.
on forever,
But it
right? This
happens.
thing goes on. This thing goes on forever. So
Yes, it
apply.
goes on
It
forever.
will. You will never fail. You will never stop issuing orders until
Unless
you
you want to.
go to everyone. Until, yeah, until you give everyone orders or you stop voluntarily.
Yes. Totally voluntarily. So that's the magic of the Axiom. So it's vanilla, it's nice. It has a nice effect. Um and you know, it's what it is. It's the recommended one for beginners actually, since
Yeah, if you want to learn how your orders work, the last thing you want is to not have any for most of the game.
Yeah.
yeah, so this is good if your rolls really suck like VN.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's a nice safe maniple to take. The bonus is really solid, and generally it's nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, the only way that you stop from doing orders is if you order with a knight and or with reinforcement titan due to the wording. So
Mm.
if you
Yeah, it has to
fail
be
with
in.
one
It
of
has to
those,
be in. It has to be in a
it has to be in the
maniple, right?
maniple. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you fail with one of those, GG
So
na.
you. So
And
you
if you
save them
fail
for
with one of
last
these,
all the
yeah.
time.
And if you fail one of these, you can't take orders for your reinforcements.
What's the
Oh,
So
so
wording for the
there's just the thing.
reinforcement?
The bonuses are only for the maniple,
Ah, yeah, yeah,
which
that's
is
right. That's
fair.
true. That's true.
mhm.
That's true.
So our next one is the Myrmidon Battle Line Maniple. Also another one of the worst maniples in the game. Why? I mean, like at first glance, it's like, yo, 2 to 3 warlords. What the fuck, right? That sounds
Narrative
good.
game, man.
Fun, man.
Narrative game.
You came here for the
Yes.
big robots.
Yeah, but there's a better way to field your warlords, which we'll get to later. And the bonus for this one is first fire and split fire orders are passed on a 2+. However, warlords already pass command checks on a 3+, and your Princeps Senioris will do it on a 2+ anyway. So
We
like
all
the
know the
bonus is
difference between a
small.
marine and a terminator. We all know that the 2+ is a feels much better than a 3+.
While that is true, that's for bulk. Like there are better battle line maniple effects. Like the Axiom is way more solid than this one. And
Hmm.
it's really expensive. It's two warlords minimum and a reaver.
How
So
much are these? 600 each? Each of these warlords? Thereabouts.
warlord, a
With the
warlord
weapons.
would be on average, I'd say around 400 to 500, four hundred
Mm.
fifty to 500 points.
That's with the weapons
So
ready.
that's with a weapon already. So that's gonna be, let's say, 500. So you're probably fitting in three Titans max and like a Night Manor.
Well,
Not even an Acastus.
it's a good starter army because that's what you end up with. You end up with a lot of warlords if you bought the Grandmaster.
If you bought the Grandmaster, this is your man.
Remember, there are better ways to field warlords, which we'll get to
Not if
later.
not if you got the Grandmaster.
You can't
Wait
even
for
feel this because you don't have a Reaver in the Grandmaster
You
box.
can buy one. That one's the additional purchase that you can do.
Yeah, yeah.
The one additional
if you want to
purchase.
play the Grandmaster,
Grandmaster.
there's actually one for it.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
wait, sorry, a Grandmaster is
Two
two
warlords,
Warlords.
warlords
two
and
Six,
two
six
night
six
knights.
banners.
knights.
Right. So sorry, you can't even play the Grandmaster out of the box.
Nope,
I know, right? Like, why?
nope.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
even play the
such a
Grandmaster.
dumb box. And apparently, the explanation for that is they had the CAD files ready because they were some of the more recent kits to come out in plastic. And
Mhm.
the Warlord, they just made it. They just came out with the actual Forge World kit. So some of the older ones, some unlucky dude in Forge World had to take all the measurements of every piece of like every other Titan so that they could encode it,
They have
Mhm.
3D
and it was
scan.
really dumb.
They have industrial 3D scanners to do that. It's not that hard, but it's still tedious.
Yes. So our next battle line Maniple is one that does not suck.
That
This
looks
is Master
that looks
Jeff's
nice.
cheese
That
Maniple.
that
Yeah.
looks like warp missile heaven.
This
So the
is
Corsair Battle Line Maniple is one of the best maniples in the game. Why? It's a bunch of reavers. Reavers are solid. You can tool reavers up for anything. And Titans within the maniple can move outside their forward arc without penalty. So you don't take 50% movement penalty for moving to the side or to the back.
You can
But you
play
can't
this as
boost
you can.
if you're
Yeah, you can't
moving back
boost.
or
Yeah,
front.
sideways.
Yeah.
You can play this like it's a normal, like a basic 40K game, except
Yes. It's
except you're
really good
playing
for
with a Titan.
beginners if you have like 5 reavers.
three to five
That's a
meters.
tall order for beginners.
Well, if
It's
they
not
didn't
like they
bother with the
it's not
Grandmaster
like
box,
they
Like
have a
if you
box
love
set.
reavers, if you love reavers
just
and you
buy
just
three.
want to buy reavers, like why the hell not? Like, though note
You
that
know, if they
this
had a
is an
box set
advanced
with three
maniple.
Reavers in it, I would have bought it.
Same. I need 3 more reavers. I only have 2.
Then
So
you can
the
run
fun
five.
part with this is that it's one of those maniples where the bonus is not locked to Reaver Titans. So if you're one of those Legios that can swap out a Titan, for example, I believe Legio Venator can swap out. Sorry, not Venator. Legio Tritonis can swap out their one required thing. So one of the Reavers, they can swap it out for a Warlord, and the Warlord can now moonwalk.
Moving
Beautiful.
sideways. Moving
Yes.
sideways.
I'm a smooth criminal. Dun, 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 dun,
Yes, you're
dun,
gonna be hit by a smooth criminal with a volcano cannon.
dun.
A
A bit
bellicosa volcano
volcano
cannon.
can
Note two
pure hate
Bellicosa volcano cannons.
and an
Indeed.
apocalypse missile launcher and two apocalypse missile launcher batteries.
It's
Isn't there
really
a
good
Forge
because
World thing
these
with the
things can just
double?
move out of arc. It's so strong because you can just sideways move out of your opponent's arc
Hmm.
with your full movement. It's super maneuverable one, but it requires you to have mastered the movement phase. So it's really recommended for advanced players.
But it's also helpful for beginners if you just want to be able to
Yeah,
move about
of course.
without.
Or if
But
you
yeah,
have
a
five
master
reavers,
can get.
why the hell not?
But then yeah, they they had to have gotten 5 reavers. How the hell are they gonna do that?
Well,
Buy
it's you
five
don't need
You
boxes.
five reavers. You buy three, and
you
Well,
buy
yeah,
three
three.
in the starter set.
yeah,
What
you
you
buy
buy
three.
three start? Buy three starter
You buy
sets. There we
three
go.
and the starter set. And the starter set. You get two reavers in the starter set.
Oh,
Hmm.
there's two in the
Thus,
stack. Oh yeah, so there's
there's
your five.
two reavers in
Easy.
there.
Or you buy this and two boxes of Warhound. So now you can have a Corsair, a minimum Corsair, and a Lupical.
Or
And
one
a
of the other
Lupercal, yeah.
ones.
One of the light ones with like
Hmm.
four Warhounds. It's cute that the Warhound kit comes in pairs. Like you buy one box of
Yes,
Warhounds,
it
there's two
does.
Warhounds.
Yeah.
Yes, they want to bring friend.
Yeah. Hmm. So yeah, you buy
So,
three Reavers and four Warhounds. Easy.
gods. Now you have the Janissary Battleline Maniple, which is another garbage one. It's theoretic. It's one of the earlier ones, and a lot of the earlier ones are kind of garbage. And during the movement phase, a friendly Knight banner within 6 inches of a Titan can activate immediately after said Titan. Now this would be good if it were in the combat phase, but no, it's in the movement phase. You take knights so that you have more activations in the movement phase. But with this, you're sacrificing that additional movement in the movement phase. There are times where this would be good, but the times are so few in comparison to its great rival, Vian's favorite, the Dominos,
Oh,
that
the
it's
Dominos.
really,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
This has been completely replaced and overshadowed by the Dominos.
The Dominos.
Yeah.
This is one of the earlier ones, as in from the.
Yeah, it's one of the earlier ones.
Mhm.
So that's why it's bad. But then the
It's kind of
Venator
sad.
is also one of the earlier
Yeah,
ones.
the
So
Venator was one of the first ones. I remember
yeah.
that from the initial book.
Yeah, but this one is straight up just bad. I mean, the requirements are the same as a Ferox,
Hmm.
and you're basically just negating your activation bonus with an extra knight. So why
Is there any
bother?
benefit to using a battle line maniple versus a light one?
Nope. It's
Nope.
just
No,
that
no difference.
generally, nope. It's just a thing of naming, and I just decided to split them in the PowerPoints so that we can discuss them as they go forward as you increase the scale of the game. But
Hmm.
battle line maniples are generally only brought in bigger games. For this one, while it's the same as a light maniple, you don't get any bonus out of it until you take reinforcement knights. So it kind of costs the same as a battle line. So that's why it's a battle line.
Mm.
So anyway, it's bad. Do not take this. Next one. If you bought the Grandmaster and
Oh,
buy
here we
two
go.
Warhounds,
Yeah.
you bring the Regia Battle Line Maniple. Basically,
Oh,
your warlords are your king and your queen, or your king and your king, and your queen and your queen. If you swing that way, and if the king and the queen are within 12 inches of each other, they can share orders, which is okay since warlords are passing command checks
three.
on a 2 plus and a 3 plus anyway. But where the additional bonus is that Warhounds can merge Void Shields with the King and Queen within 3 inches as if they were squadroned up. They don't count the squadrons for like activation, but they can share
Hmm.
um, their shields.
Send it to the
This is kind of
surf.
weird because the Warhounds are really fast and the Warlords are really slow.
Well,
So
it gives more survivability to the warlords. Everything to the warhound. Everything again to the Warhound.
It's actually the reverse. You want to put the attacks on the warlords because the warlords can tank it with their bajillion shields
Well, yeah,
and
that's
just
true. They could do
bring the
that.
shields back.
But if
Um,
you are worried about something bad happening, like a warp missile being sent to the Warlord, then you
that is
might want
true.
to just dump it on the Warhound.
Yeah, you can put the void on the well, it's the voids anyway, so it's just giving additional void shields. So it if it bypasses void shields, it still goes to the warlord.
Oh, you can't redirect.
No, no, no. The only one that actually switches the targets are the earlier one, the Firmus, and later on Vian's favorite, the Dominos.
Yeah.
The
Mm,
Dominus is
Dominos is the
fun.
hard counter to Master Jeff's
Warp is.
unlimited
warp
warp missile
missile
works.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, it
Did you
is.
just waste your warp missile on a
on
pistol
your
sight?
It's
the
like
horror.
the Millilith Sergeant. The manly tears for the quest sergeant for the Millilith
Holy
Sergeant.
shit. Where this is actually really good is Claw Lords.
Oh,
Claw
Clawlord.
Lords will run, right? You're just
Hmm.
gonna boost your movement and run. You're gonna you're gonna full stride until you get in close, which will let you keep up with your warhounds. And when you're finally there, the warhounds can while you're approaching, the warhounds get the benefit of the extra shields. While the warlord is not being completely useless and still does stuff by giving shields. So
Ah,
it's
damn.
good with the claw lord.
This would have been good with my old classic setup, the triple warp missile claw Warlord.
That's
It's
not canon anymore.
too bad you can't do that anymore.
Yes.
They had
So
to
the
name
ideal
their
way to
master.
play a Regia is actually to have your king stand in the back like a coward, like in chess, while the queen goes like Aloha Snack Bar charge with a claw and your warhounds. This is actually the best way to play a Regia.
Mm,
So it's a long range Titan and the short range Titan.
mm, mm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
if you bought
okay,
like if you're an idiot and you bought the Grandmaster edition,
it
you
was
know,
the only set available at the time.
you're
And
an
it did
Not
idiot
that
wait
I
and you
3
had a
bought
years.
choice.
Is it? But was it
you
at the
could have
time? Wasn't it
waited.
still
You could
cheap?
have
No,
waited.
no.
How long? Like 3 years? Was it?
Hmm?
No, a year. It came out the year after.
The new box came out
The
6 months
starter
after that.
set came out the year after.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. Anyways, I was excited, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh my
But
gosh, everything's
by
cheap.
that time, everyone was sleeping on Titanicus because of how bad the Grandmaster was.
Yeah.
But it came with buildings. Had
Oh yeah.
buildings.
Right,
Had
right,
knight.
right. See, and it had a lot of things in it. Like,
It had a lot of stuff going for it.
it had a lot of
Just the
stuff.
wrong units.
Which
Yeah.
the starter set also has.
Did it have buildings? It doesn't have buildings.
It doesn't have the buildings, but it has the extra sprues. It has the like all the other accessories,
Yeah,
The
yeah,
the other
yeah. It has
boosts.
the
rule.
gameplay accessories. The the
Mm-hmm.
arc things and all of those.
How much is the starter set again?
Like 7K.
Yeah.
And what's inside it? A Warlord, two Reavers,
No,
pair of
the starter
Warhounds.
No,
set
no,
was
two
the
Reavers, two
Reaver.
Warhounds, and two Cerastus.
That's pretty solid.
That is unbelievably solid,
That
honestly.
is really, really solid. Wow.
At
Yeah,
7K. Yeah.
but
Plus you get the rule book and all
um,
those too, and all the
for
extras.
some reason, it hasn't gone
Mm.
back on stock, and it's really hard to order for stockists right now. So the theory is it's getting replaced with a new starter this year.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So I
Something
could
that
So
play
the
the
next,
Requiem.
I bet they're going. We need to sell warlords, damn it.
yeah, I
Warlords. We gotta
actually
put.
recommended the Regia to you, Vian. The
Oh,
Regia is
I
one
love
of
that.
the ones I recommended to you. Yeah.
Oh,
Double
right. That's
Warlord.
because I
Yeah,
left my
but we
other
left
Warlord.
your other Warlord in
Mhm.
Davao.
Yeah, yeah.
So like when you get that Warlord, you can do the Regia. No, you
Mhm.
can do it now. No, no, you cannot.
What?
You
No,
have
no,
to
I
get
only
the
have
other
one.
Warlord. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I, I do I
You
do need
sold
the
me
other
the
one. Yeah.
yeah. The
Here.
third one is here.
Yes. Oh, you're already building it. Nice.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Too bad
I
I
So
got the
can't put a side
Nemesis
tat. I
Nemesis
can't put a
Warbringer.
titan in here.
so the fourth is Battleline Maniple. It's also one of the better ones. So this is the defensive castling one. So if your name is Gino Benjamin and you like to castle and gunline in the back, this is for you. Because when the Titans in the Maniple are base to base and haven't moved, they ignore all armor roll modifiers resulting from structural damage or being attacked in the flank or rear. So basically, the only armor bonus that will work is from special abilities like the Ferox Maniple ability. So this is really good. So you want to have all your Titans stuck together, and they can also share void shields, meaning that that's a shit ton of voids for two reavers and a warlord.
Mm.
It's like an unbelievable castle. Of course, it will do nothing to warp missile spam. And another weakness of this list is that they
Why
are
is
gonna be
everyone
taking
worried about
blast
my warp
markers.
missile spam? It's not.
I'm
It's
worried.
nothing to
I'm
worry
crying for
about.
everyone's sins. You don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, yeah, it's mostly Vian that has to worry about it. So like Vian, I am telling you, do not bring this.
Yeah, I'm bringing the Dominos and I'm going to
Bring the
sacrifice
Dominos.
and the Questar's Knights. The Millilith will do all the tanking.
Yes, that is true.
Yes. Actually, I have a
You
question
I
for you.
use poor fucking infantry. so
I have a
Time for the
plus.
Reavers to play football. Damn it!
How do
the
shared void
additional
shields
weakness
work?
of this is that they are very weak to blast templates
So this is
because
where
they
you
have to
use.
be close together.
This is where you would end up using something like what was that? The vortex missile.
Yes, a
This is where a
vortex
good time
missile into this is like death.
for vortex missiles. There we
Yes,
go.
so vortex missiles will absolutely ruin this thing today. So unless your opponent is playing vortex missiles, this is actually a pretty decent one.
Actually, Cash, I have a question. How do shared
Mm.
void shields work again? So, for example, you target the Reaver.
Okay,
Uh,
if you, for example, you're targeting the Reaver, you choose which Titan is taking, which Titan's
mm,
void shields are gonna be taking it.
mm,
So, for example, your Reaver is down to one shield is 4+, but your Warlord is still full. You can say I'm taking it on the Warlord, and you're using the Warlord shields that turn. Well, for that shot, for that shooting.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, it lets you spread out the damage. So you're always taking it on a 3+,
Mhm.
which is pretty good, especially if you're doing it on Warhounds, which are fragile AF.
Yeah. Oh, does that work even if, for example, let's say, so like in this case, you have your Warlord and two Reavers, and hypothetically, the first Reaver shields are down, but they're still in base to base. Can they
It
still
still
share one?
works. Yes,
Oh, that's cool.
yes.
Oh,
You can cover for someone who doesn't have voids.
But that only
that's awesome.
works for
Base to base.
either squadrons or things with special rules like this.
That can share voids. Yes.
Hmm.
But anytime something says share voids, uh, even if one of the Titans are like shields are down,
Shieldless. Yes.
shieldless they can still benefit. Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yes. This is generally a good maniple, but there are hard counters.
Vortex missile spam.
Vertex missile spam.
Come to
So
think of it, a lot of these maniples are dictated by what you bought initially,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, basically.
more than actual choice. It's really what you had when you started off in the game, and you only start branching off to the other ones once you start buying new stuff.
Indeed.
Mhm.
The Arcus naman is really nice. It's It's one of those shooty maniples where you bring a Warbringer Nemesis. This is actually the first one with a Warbringer Nemesis inside the maniple.
as a required.
So yeah, it's a required one within the maniple, or even an optional one. It's the first time.
Oh,
Outside specific Legios like Legio Krytos, which can substitute the Reaver in a Myrmidon for a Nemesis Warbringer. So in the Arcos, you have one Nemesis Warbringer and two Warhounds, and even more Warhounds as additional. And the Nemesis Warbringer can fire at targets indirectly, even if they don't have LOS, if you have LOS from the Warhounds. So the Warhounds are kind of like spotters. But
That's
if
fun.
you do it this way, it's a -2 to hit. So you can just hide your freaking Nemesis Warbringer behind the building and just have your Warhounds like zooming. And blast weapons from the Warbringer Nemesis Titan, that's all blast weapons. So if you have a Melta cannon, a Volcano cannon, and like a Quake cannon on the back, they all only scatter D6 instead of D10, as long as a Warhound has LOS to what you're shooting.
Or a
this
bellicose
is wait a
volcano
minute.
cannon on the
This
back.
applies to all the weapons, even the
Yes, weirdly
non-blast
enough,
weapon.
it applies to all blast weapons.
Is it all
That's
blast Wait, all blast
Let
weapons
me
are
confirm
affected.
the wording.
It looks like from at least what you wrote here. It looks like every weapon is affected by it. They just get the -2 to hit, and the blast weapons just get reduced deviation.
Oh yeah. You can shoot with any weapon, firing indirectly. Yeah.
so hypothetically, even if straight up zero
Firing my melt cannon over the building.
thing, yeah, just what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
a Melta Cannon is a blast. So
Oh, it is okay.
yeah,
But yeah,
and it's
over
actually
the
this is actually
building.
good for blast because even if you scatter because you have a -2 to hit, you're only scattering d6. So there's
Mhm.
a huge chance of still clipping someone with your 5-inch templates.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
I
yes.
get to feel this power now, Cash.
Do you feel the power?
This is disgusting. I love it.
I
Yes,
say hide
feel
this
the
behind the
power.
war master. Hide the war bringer behind the war master, and just keep on shooting the with the warhounds in front of it.
Gosh.
Like, do you
Yep.
really want to shoot the warbringer?
So Master Jeff, I bought I split the Precept Maniple box with Gesh
Mm-mm.
because I wanted the Mori Quake Cannon from the Nemesis to put on my Warlord.
You want you wanted the quake
I just,
cannon to
I
put
just wanted to
on.
think, I want this Quake Cannon. And I kind
Yeah,
of want,
Vian was like, originally Vian was like, oh, I don't like the Nemesis Warbringer. It's ugly. Then he saw the
Quake
revolver
it's so,
the
it's
quake
quick
so,
cannon.
cannon. And
the
he's like,
revolver
oh,
Quake Cannon is like,
It's like this. It's cool, man.
like,
That
it's the
thing's
one cool
cool.
thing on the Nemesis for me.
yeah. And
It's
Vian was like,
generally
oh,
weird.
it's a revolver.
Yeah, it's a revolver,
You
and
know,
we
it's
were
too bad
discussing.
that the warlord quake cannon doesn't
It's
follow
not a
the same
revolver.
look.
Yeah, it's so sad. But and we were saying like when we were building for my second when I was building my second warlord, you're saying okay for this one if I have the double bellicosa for my first, I probably want a more quick cannon for the second one after playing right. Like, that's something we felt like putting two bellicosas on your warlord puts immense strain on the reactor,
Mm.
and with
The double draining is no
the
fun.
double draining is really
It's not fun.
it can really turn I think I was put in a position where I had to not fire the bellicosa for a turn and
Yeah,
just
otherwise you might have
like
gone into the red.
got in the red. And knowing me, if going into the red, like that's a stinky. Oh, I'm going to.
Yeah, you're gonna
You,
explode.
I'm
you know
change.
you want to explode, Vian. Just
No.
make sure you take someone with you.
Oh,
But Vian,
that's
remember, better red than dead.
but anyway. So yeah, so we were saying like, what's the next weapon? Oh, it's a more quick cannon, which is a comparable range to your bellicosa, or like I don't remember
What
the
about
exact range, but
what
what's
about
four?
that plasma, the Sun
The
Fury? Is
plasma
that
is
also
short. It's
draining?
like 24, I think.
But is it draining?
No, I don't recall.
It's not. It's draining if you maximal fire. Oh sorry.
Mm.
No, if you maximal fire, if you roll a 1, then you take reactor.
All right, so it's kind of like the overheat, the stand, like
Yes, it's
an
overheat.
overheat.
It's plasma.
Mhm.
But again, so but in my specific context, I wanted it for the Dominos Maniple, where I have my Warlord as my backline
Mhm.
gunboat. So I don't want the Sun Fury Plasma because it's a close range. If you have like a walking, like close combat Warlord,
Yeah.
that's where you'd want the plasma gun. But since I want a backline gunboat, I want the long range weapons. So the next option I had is the more quick cannon. It's like, dang,
Mhm.
how do I make one? And then Kesh shows me the Nemesis Warbringer and the really, really awesome, sexy revolver Moriki cannon. Oh, dang,
You know, I have an extra of that because
I-
because my Warbringer came with a volcano cannon.
Dibs.
Okay, thank you. Okay, to be fair, I did also somewhat need another Reaver, and I did somewhat need another couple of Warhounds for like far future purposes. But
Hmm.
the first one that really hooked me to the box was, oh dang, there is the revolver more quick.
Master Jeff, I dibs the revolver.
Oh
I
yeah, if,
want it. I
in
want it for
case
this guy.
in
For the
case I
sideline
don't if I
missions.
in case I can't magnetize it on to my current one because right now I magnetized the what was that,
The
the
Bellicosa
volcano,
volcano.
the bellicosa. I'm
Mm.
not I'm still I kind of wish it had the quake cannon on it instead, but yeah, that it came with it, and that was what was attached to it at the time. I still have to rip it out.
Mm.
Without damaging it.
I'm thinking of putting a different base on the quake cannon so that it would actually mount on with a magnet. I'll figure
Oh,
something out.
yeah, yeah. Just like
Alrighty.
that.
But
That's an amazing bit. The revolver Mori quick cannon. Wow.
yes, it's the main reason to buy a Nemesis Warbringer.
You get the
the
Well,
revolver.
the
uh,
revolver Mori quick
what's
cannon.
Like
what's kind of sad is that the Warbringer has all the options of a Reaver Titan's weapons, but it doesn't come with any of them.
This is why you
yes.
buy reavers.
You have to buy a Reaver in
Yes.
order to be able to give it weapons.
I'm actually the reverse. I put the Warbringer weapons on my Reaver. I took the volcano cannon from that and put
Hmm.
it in
Yeah.
my on my Reaver for the Venator against VN.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. Mm.
And I got
So yeah,
one free shot.
yeah. So that's what I was also. That's what I was alluding to earlier. Is you for the Venator light maniple, the one where if you pop a shield with the Warhounds, you get the free pot shot. Was I couldn't really make use of it. The one time I did, what gun did I have that was in range? Apocalypse missile launcher.
Yes. It was
So
just
that's
sad.
yeah, quite sad. Like my
You
laser
can't
blast.
change the. Can you
Yeah,
change the top weapon of a Reaver? You can, right? It's not
Yes,
always
yes.
an apocalypse anymore.
yeah, we
It's
can,
not.
but I don't
It can
have.
be a warp missile.
Yeah, yeah, I know I know it can be a warp missile, but I mean other than a warp missile, it could
What else can
be
be on it?
yeah, it can be a laser blaster,
because it used to be
which comes in the other
you
kit.
can put whatever arm weapon, you can put it on top, but I think you can't do that anymore
No, no. There's a specific list of things that you can do.
because
Mhm.
there was a time you could run triple volcano cannon on a Reaver. You include
That's
a
funny.
volcano on the top.
Woohoo! Three volcano
You see, that
cannons.
that is happily no longer the case.
Hmm.
So
That's funny
let us
though.
move on to the next one.
Mhm.
In summary, Orcus Battleline Maniple really good for artillery and spotters.
If you
Now the
really like
Raptura,
your
if you
that
really
looks
like your revolver koi cannons, the
you now
Raptura
have
Battleline
you are
Manifold
now
brings
required to have
two of them.
two. This is called draw with your two revolvers.
So the play here is to have a dedicated melee reaver. Because once per round, a Reaver can declare power to locomotors without pushing. So that's a free boosted movement. And in addition, if a Nemesis Warbringer kills an enemy Titan, each Reaver in this Maniple gets a free move.
Oh, that's just cheesy, man. That is just cheesy.
But note,
Ooh.
your Warbringers have to kill something.
It's fine. It's fine. We can figure something out.
Yeah, so if your enemy like decided to bring a Lupercal with lots of Warhounds, you're gonna be getting a lot of free moves.
Hmm.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
But when does this move occur? When does the free move occur? As in immediately?
Immediately.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Ooh. Ooh. I can
In
almost feel
range of
this.
my Melta cannon now. In
I have one
range of my close combat weapon now.
weapon,
Yes,
my
you can
reader,
actually use the free move to move into melee range
my staff
and
of coma.
chainsaw someone. Yes, with your staff of hope. Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yahoo!
Yes. So Raptura, you have like close range threats and long range threats, but you don't really have much in the way of speedy warhounds in the flank or like it
You can
can
solve.
struggle with certain parts of the game. So you will want at least one Reaver that can excel in breaking shields.
Mm.
Because
Mhm.
the Nemesis Warbringer is garbage at breaking shields.
But
It's
disgusting.
more of damaging things or sniping things to death. So
Mm.
you really do want to capitalize on your Apocalypse missile launchers on the back
I can see myself using
and Gatlings.
this.
Yes. So I'd
Do you have
say
your
Gatling,
releases?
Apocalypse, and Fist.
Yep.
Then
You have
another
two
one with the
releases?
multi cannon.
Mm, mm.
No, I would go warp missile, Gatling, and fist.
Here's the thing though, you don't want to kill things with the Reaver.
No, 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 no. You're not gonna kill it. You just soften him up quite a bit.
Yeah, but shields are still gonna be up. You need to get rid of the shields. Once the shields are down, as Vian can attest, our
Hmm.
Nemesis Warbringer can bring a Titan down pretty fast.
Yep.
Does the vortex when you use the vortex missile, it bypasses shields, right? Goes straight
It
to.
bypasses the shields, but the shields are
Mhm.
still active.
Okay, okay.
You soften them
So
up so
it's
that they
only
can't
that
run
one
away.
thing that
Soften them
bypasses.
up from the inside.
Yes.
Oh, cripple their legs. Now they cannot move. They cannot run away.
If only there was
From the melee Titan.
a close combat warbringer.
No. Well, this is the Warbringer Nemesis. So
Hmm.
there are rumors of an actual Warbringer with like
Melee options.
mid-range weaponry or close range. Yeah.
I can
Because
imagine that quick cannon just pissing people off by making it turn the wrong way, and then you run up to him and punch him in the face.
but here's the thing. Um you can only have a Quake Cannon or a Bellicosa because it's a Nemesis Titan.
Hmm.
A Nemesis Titan is something that has a weapon from the Titan that is one class higher.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we got a regular Warbringer, it will probably just have Reaver weapons, but probably with a couple of like unique ones.
Yeah,
What
like
if you
two warp missiles instead of one.
what if
No.
a
Can you
nemesis Warbringer
imagine the power?
with an Ariok power claw?
One level
No.
higher. One
You did
level
say a
higher.
nemesis Warbringer, a nemesis Titan is one that can have a weapon of the next class of the higher
Oh
class.
god. So
So
you want
a
a Nemesis Warbringer for melee with an Ariok power
Ariok
claw.
power claw, yeah.
But note that it's coming from the top.
Why?
If
Punch him
the
in the face.
claw is on his head.
He's like in the back.
Like, it's a giant servo arm.
It's a scorpion tail, man. That's a scorpion tail right
Oh,
there.
Hell
did you
yeah.
know that in the Titan Death novel, there's actually like a siege Titan which had like a wrecking ball on a chain as one of its arms.
I had a
Ooh,
Titan like that in Epic. It was nice for
Ooh,
blowing up
it's
buildings.
ancient.
Ancient. You can use it to blow up buildings. And if it hits a vehicle, it's usually just plain dead. You don't even bother rolling.
Titanicus by Dan Abnett also has a Titan like that. I think both Warlord, Warhounds with spinny ball with wrecking balls, and a Warlord with a wrecking ball. That was really awesome to read.
What I'm really looking forward to is a pattern of the Reaver called the Night Gaunt. It's more lightly armored, it's faster,
Ooh,
and it's dual claw.
Ooh, that sounds
ooh.
nice. But can't you have a Reaver that's similar? You have a claw and a chain sword,
Yes, yes,
chain chain fist.
but an Ariok Power Fist is just the next level. Like the Ariok kills War Masters.
Hmm.
Wait. A Reaver
With an Ariok.
with an
No, no,
Ariok?
a Reaver cannot take an Ariok. A Reaver can
Hmm.
only take a Chain Fist and a Power Fist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Which is the one you were talking about? The thing that
the one with
carries an
The
Ariok.
the light
Ariok
armor.
Power Claw is like a Warlord exclusive.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But what
No,
was
but
the
we're
one
saying,
that the Titan you were talking about?
The Night Gaunt pattern Warlord
Hmm.
Titan.
oh, it's a
Oh, it's
Warlord.
it's a warlord.
Yes,
Okay,
it's a
okay.
Warlord
Oh, okay, it's a
variant.
Oh,
warlord.
sorry, I thought
Okay.
it
Yeah,
was a
it's
Reaver.
faster with lighter armor.
Does it
That's
carry
So
interesting.
two?
it's
Carries
basically
two
Conrad
claws?
Curse, but
It's
like
a
as a
Warlord.
Titan.
It's a
Yes.
Warlord Titan. Woohoo!
I wonder what its top weapons are gonna be like. He's Batman.
To the Bat Titan.
Oh my god. But at that point,
Anywho,
why don't
let
you
us
just take
move on.
the Warmonger Iconoclast?
Right, so the Mandatum Battleline Maniple. So this is another pretty good one. If you like fielding Warhounds with a Warlord. So the Warhounds get +2 to their command checks to their garbage command values, which is good, as long as the Warlord is alive, anywhere on the table so they can flank. But if they are within 12 inches of the Warlord, they get +1 to their hit rolls. So this is once again good for a mid-ranged or a close-ranged Warlord so that you have the bonus of the +1 to hit. And then, Warhounds doing Warhoundy things. It's solid depending on your Legio. It's not utter garbage like the Janissary or the Myrmidon. So yeah,
Mhm. Does
strategies
the
here
hit
are generally the
rolls?
same as the Regia.
So for the hit rolls, does it affect both weapon and ballistic skill?
Yes.
Ooh, fun. Mhm.
Yes.
So yes,
But why are you having your Warhound in melee?
if you're that
Just the
one with the twin Ursa's claw,
cheap
Gods.
shots.
Okay, let's talk about this now. Unless you're
Corsair.
Legio Audax, Ursus Claws are bad. They're garbage. And
unless you're
even
Legio
if you are Legio Audax, they're still bad.
on deck, it's so cool though. Like the Warhounds have like claw. Clip, clip.
Yes, that's true. And if you are playing Legio Audax, you are obligated to have at least one because Angron demands it.
Is that the one that?
And in honor of our Lord and Savior, the captain of the Conqueror herself, Lotara Sarin.
Hmm. Has said the one who's playing Legio Audax? No, no,
Legio
no.
Audax is the Titan Legio directly attached and utterly loyal to Angron. So they're also on the Conqueror with Lotara Sarin.
Legio
So when the Conqueror got its giant Ursus claw on the ship that lets it like launch a giant claw at the enemy and pull the ship forward so that two world eaters can board it, which is the dumbest shit ever. the Legio Audax Titans saw it and was like, "Yo, we want."
Gimme, 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 gimme. Gimme the can opener.
Is
Yes.
anyone in our group doing Legio Audax? If I forget.
No, I almost did, but like I decided against it.
Mm,
But like I would like to see a Legio Audax first. Ang ganda ng paint scheme nila. It's like mottled red and black na veined.
mm. Ah, yes, yes. Um, I see it here. Would you like me to screen share?
No, it's okay. We can do that later. Like
Okay, for
if we
sure.
have time pa.
Sorry.
So Perpetua Battleline Maniple. This is an okay one if you are playing certain Legios, particularly Legio Defensor, which likes to overheat everything on the first turn. So you pass your emergency repair command checks on a 2 plus regardless of modifiers. And in addition, Titans from this maniple roll an additional repair die in the damage control phase if they haven't moved yet this round. So you can pretend to be like a demonic titan with the additional repair die. So it's more on repairing damage that you've already taken or repairing heat. So this lets you like invest more into draining stuff. But it also locks you into being long ranged since you are giving up a lot of movement. And movement is very important in this game.
Mhm.
So if you're fighting like a long ranged Legio, or like a slow Legio, no problem. But this will absolutely get wrecked by something like a Solaria or Audax Force, which will flank the shit out of you. So, thoughts?
Well, as you've already outlined, if you do want the first turn ultimate alpha strike, honestly, I could see Master Jeff playing this too with. Oh well, no.
Look at all those reavers. That's a lot of warp
Yeah, it's a lot of
missiles
warp
that I can put
missiles,
on
of
that.
It's a lot of
vortex.
warp
And
missiles.
and that warlord will do exactly the same thing that I want it to do, which is to shoot the hell out of everything.
Yeah, for this thing, you want to have a lot of volcano cannons, but
Hmm.
you also want something to break shields. So this may be a case for bringing reinforcement warhounds
Mm.
Mm,
just for shield breaking.
mm. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah,
This.
because reinforcements exist. They don't have to be in the maniple.
Mm.
And you can only take one though, right? Or one per
Yes.
maniple.
No, you can only take one of the super one Nemesis Warbringer or War Master per maniple, but all the others are one to Sawa. You can just have as many as you want.
But they just don't get any special rules.
Yes.
Okay.
Or if you can fit a looper calendar, why not?
Yeah. You
Actually,
need three. I mean, if you're gonna buy two, you might as well try and squeeze in one more.
Yeah, but that's for like bigger games. A Perpetua will generally have just 3 Titans.
Yeah, this looks like it'll eat up almost your entire allocation for
Yeah,
one
especially with
750.
volcano cannons.
yep,
Volcano cannons are expensive.
yep.
So, my new
Oh,
best friend, the
look at that.
Extergimus Battleline.
That's a lot of warlords.
One.
Yes, 3
you know, you you
warlords
know, this would have been
minimum.
good if they actually gave a discount to the warlord. If Maniples gave discounts to the points, that would be cool.
If you were an absolute idiot and bought 2 Grandmaster editions,
Hey, I almost did that. I almost did that for the terrain.
You call Master Jeff idiot?
no, he's not because he only almost did it. He was
Almost did it.
almost an absolute idiot.
I passed on the Grandmaster to somebody else. I believe
This
that might
close.
have been Hesed.
This close.
It's close.
This close.
So So it's
But damn,
three
look at that!
warlords
Oh,
minimum,
warlords.
and their optionals are another warlord and a nemesis warbringer. There are no small things in this list.
This looks
And
like
during the
narrative
combat
only.
phase, when a titan from this maniple shoots, it specifies that it cannot be a melee weapon. It can increase the strength value of that weapon by 2.
Ooh.
And this must be declared before rolling to hit. If it does so, increase the titan's reactor level by 1 or 2 if the weapon is dice 5 or more. So gods, let me just pull up the Warlord Titan weapon cards.
Oh boy. So what would you like this on? The Gatling
Alright,
Blaster, I suppose?
the Bellicosa Volcano Cannon at strength 14.
Goes into strength 16? Or is that
No,
already
it's
included?
strength 12 and becomes
12
strength
by default.
14.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Does that
And
finally one shot the Acastos?
yes, that will finally one shot the Casus unless you roll a 1.
Unless you're alone.
The
I do not
Mori
like.
Quake Cannon now with the strength of 11. It's now in
Oh,
between a volcano cannon and like a nemesis and like a bellicosa, which is
oh,
crazy.
that's crazy.
A Sun
Um,
Fury with strength 10. So 4 shots of like strength 10.
This is nice.
That's
I like this.
absolutely disgusting.
I like this.
But your reactor levels are gonna go through the roof
Believe. You have to
unless you're
believe.
playing like demonic titans with like frigid soul.
But you can't get.
Uh,
Can you get this? This is a loyalist thing, right?
no, this
No.
is anyone.
This is anyone.
This
but
is
this is
anyone. Like
this is also
all
probably.
the maniples, with the exception of the Canis light maniple, are free for everyone.
Mm.
So yes,
I see potential in this list. This
like
is
when
if you
Vian
don't
was
go.
like I saw a Precept maniple, but like I already have 2 warlords, and my mind went Extergimus.
It means
Yep.
the option is now open.
I now have Extergimus.
Oh man, so this means I need to get the other Warlord? Ugh.
Okay, Vian, like the other warlord is straight up a good kit. Why?
Let's
Because
hold
it
on.
has the area of power.
This has the power.
Yeah, I got that one. I think I got that kit.
So you also
That
have three
particular.
Warlords. So you have three. So the two of you
I
have
have
three
three.
Warlords.
Yeah, I have three.
Okay.
But I was going to
Yeah.
use one of them as a side titan.
I'm gonna turn one into one that can morph into a Side Titan. So and it's gonna be like Legio Storm Pain scheme because it got possessed by a Thousand Suns guy. Like this is canon during the
Mm-hmm.
burning.
Wait,
But
wait.
all the side
I thought
titans
this.
have the same color scheme, right? They're all this green, blackish green color,
Oh no
right?
no, this one is gonna be blue and yellow
Oh no, no, that's
because
yours.
it,
That's yours.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
because it was corrupted and whatnot. But in general, they're this blackish, black and green look.
For that particular I believe chamber of the Ordo Sinister, it is black and green.
Hmm.
But we're not sure about the other chambers because they're all over the place.
Yeah, I kind of want one, but I don't want it green because that kind of sticks out from the rest of my
There's a
stuff.
guy on Reddit who painted it black and pink and it was really sexy. Like
Black Pink
pinkish
area.
glow. Yeah,
Hmm.
black pink in your area. Ordo Sinister in your area.
Mm.
So Extergimus.
Wait. I thought
Hmm.
Side Titans were a loyalist thing. Aren't you playing a Traitor Legion?
Loyalist only.
Yeah, it's loyalist only.
Yeah, but Vian, remember that during the battle for Prospero, everyone was still a loyalist.
Ah,
Yes. If anything, the sons of Horus and the Legio Mortis were on the side of the Space Wolves.
so are you saying
So
the Space Wolves are not
who
allowed to
are
have a
the
side?
bad guys here?
Space Wolves were just following orders, man. They were just following orders.
Yes, sure. So were the Nazis in the concentration camps.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And do you know what happened to them? They still got like convicted. So, what are your thoughts on the
But the
Extergimus
thing,
Battleline
but
Maniple
the
first?
difference is the Space Wolves are on the winning side.
No, another thing is that the Space Wolves are extra bad because they're furries. Yes,
Don't
and
blame
they
the
burn
furries.
libraries. We do not approve of people who burn libraries.
Heretical books doesn't
Okay,
count.
so moving away from the burning of Prospero, what do you guys think about the Maniple?
Has potential. Not sure if I'd use it, but has potential.
I will use it.
It definitely looks
But the thing
awesome.
is, you this is for you need to have a lot of warlords ready. So yeah, this is something that you can worry about in the long term when you have nothing else to get except, oh look, another warlord. Yeah, I'll take another warlord.
I now have three. Vian, are you ready?
No, I'm not because I just got the Genesis, the next three were two more Warhounds.
No, are you ready to face this?
Oh, to face it. No. Wait, I don't know.
You can face it after the warp missile spam.
Afterwards.
Immediately
Yes, you can
after.
face it after the warp missile spam.
Wow,
It's
it's
not
just
gonna
Immediately
be as
after.
disgusting.
are we just facing like all the am I just like the Forge Angry Mango now?
Mhm.
Yes.
Angry
I,
Mango?
I, I,
Ang,
you mean Ariman? Angry Mango?
Angry Mango.
I remind you. Yeah.
Undermine you. Undermine you. There we go. There we go. God,
Yes,
I'm the
yes.
Forge. I remind you. Oh
You
my
are
god.
absorbing all the world's evils.
I hate this. I don't like this. I did not I consented to one evil to absorb. No,
Nope, now you get all the evil.
You take it
no.
all. You volunteered for one, you volunteer for all.
That
In
was
for a
part of
penny,
the
in for a
agreement.
pound. Sorry, in
No.
for a penny, in for a pounding.
Yeah, I don't like this. So anyway, so this is like so as you've outlined as well earlier, this does probably need that one Titan to be the shield breaker for the others to do the truly disgusting
Yes, you
things.
have one which is the mid-range, lots of Gatling cannons one, and then
Because
you have two
your
of the
Gatling
long-range
cannon is
ones.
now +2 strength.
Yes, but it's additional reactor by two. But it's okay. It's gonna be a demonic titan with additional repair dice and like
The frosty line.
addition. Yeah, the frosty.
Mm-mm.
It's gonna be like the Elsa soul.
So it feels like this actually works better in a chaos. Uh,
Yes.
not necessarily chaos, in a traitor legio.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just like sheer disgusting alpha strike potential.
This is also good in Legio Astorum because they have better repairs.
Oh, okay.
So like beware when Hesed gets three warlords.
Not just like the critical mass. Whenever someone finally gets their third warlord, you're like,
Third warlord. You
it's
you are gonna be
exterminus.
facing their Extergimus. Like Vian, I got a third warlord. You know what that means?
It's exterminus time. I'm like, no.
Oh yes.
I, I I'm starting to get tempted to make that third warlord as Ignatum, just so that I can play around with this, and then we'll worry about the Psi Titan
The
later.
Sai Titan later. Just so that Vian can also like experience another Extergimus.
Although the thing with the Psi Titan, it fits well with the warp missile theme or the vortex missile theme of I don't care about your shields. Here it
But
comes.
Master Jeff, Extergimus.
Yes, I know.
Now, an Extergimus is actually a fair maniple because it does have weaknesses, it doesn't ignore shields, it's painfully slow and it's expensive. It's actually a balanced maniple. Plus like a lot of reactor bullshit. So it's a strong maniple, but it's still a fair maniple. It's still not warp missile cheese.
Warp missiles are the future.
Like you know what? Ironically, can like dance like circles around this. A Legio Audax force with a Canis and a Lupercal.
The
Mm.
all warhounds.
All Warhounds can totally take this list.
Yeah, because they can't kill them all.
Yeah, a Corsair can totally outmaneuver this list. Cannot shoot me if you're out of arc.
Hmm.
Unless you
Yeah,
buy the
so
new
there are
packs.
ways to beat this. Like there are ways to beat this. Like you beat this in the movement phase, not in the shooting phase.
You beat
But
it in the close combat phase.
if you
You
stay in
beat
a
it in the close. No,
if
Vian. One
what
of them
happens
will
if
have
you're
an
in a
Ariok
corner?
Power Claw.
Oh no.
What happens if you're in a corner though? The warhounds can't get behind you or to your side.
It's gonna be a hiding game basically, and
You're just gonna
depending on
stall.
what the objectives of the game are,
Mm, mm.
um, this is also very weak against missions where you have to run to the center and grab the relic.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be totally shafted. So there are weaknesses to this kind of list. But it's three warlords.
Three
You're
warlords.
here to have fun, man.
What
Like
what
who
what
cares? It's three warlords.
what would the equivalent pointage in warhounds be? 6, 12, 10,
That's a good question.
12, I think.
12, right? Two
Yeah.
sets of 6.
So,
Can you kill 12 warhounds? If the objective is in the middle, it's like whoever's gonna go there is gonna die.
Yeah.
We wait
So
until someone goes there.
just deny the
it
objectives,
also
and then
depends on what secondaries they pick. So
Hmm.
like the game is balanced actually pretty nicely. So
Against
let's
it's
move
using
on from the
it uses the
glory which is
mission
like
to
Strigamus.
balance the
Yeah.
stuff.
Now, Pian,
Aha.
yes.
Yeah, Vians. It's
take it
Vians.
away. I'm not gonna
All
talk
right.
about this. Take it away.
All right. So everyone, so this is I'd like to think this is for the people who bought the Grandmaster box and two Reavers later on, because you would already have your Warlord and you would have your six Custodes Knights. So why is it that you need the Custodes Knights for these guys? Like, why does it matter so much? Because it's bonus, the Auspex Batters. Knight banners and the Maniple cannot benefit from obscuring cover. It's kind of unfortunate, but the benefits though. Ooh. Ah. If a banner from the Maniple is wholly within 6 inches of a Titan from the same Maniple, and both are visible to the attacker, attacks made against the Titan from more than 2 inch away suffer a -1 hit.
Yes, this one actually has two bonuses. So if
So
you're
this,
done talking about this one, I'll go to the next one.
okay, so
Okay,
I
so
think we
this
have
is
to talk about the
pretty.
next one because they
This
both
is
work together.
yeah. This one is pretty straightforward. So what's the
Yes.
next one?
And the
Noble
next one
sac.
is Noble Sack.
There's the cheese right there.
Yeah, there we go. This is how you fight Master Jeff and his Warp Missile cheese. So if a Titan within the Maniple takes a hit from an attack before armor rolls from more than 2 inches away, it may transfer the hit to any knight from the same Maniple within 6 inches away, as long as that model is also visible to the attacker. Then Firestorm or Beam attacks cannot be transferred in this way.
Yeah. It's worth
So
noting that if it's a blast attack, you then center the blast on the knight.
on the knight.
That kind of sucks for the damn vortex missile.
I know.
It's like whoa. It's like whoa. Wait.
It's a rocket magnet.
Yes. Your knight basically went like steal.
For the they're the
Hey,
lamenters. For
fighter.
those we cherish, we die
Fetch.
in glory. So
Catch
in
that
my in my
missile.
experience, in the second game that I played with Kesh, and I had this one, the Dominos Battleline, my Questar's Knight
That was so
had
bullshit.
6. 5 of them evaporated on the first turn. But that one survivor tanked so much damage and distracted so much shooting with the -1 and the later on finally taking that final shot because it was standing in between two Reavers. So whichever Reaver Cash tried to fire at, that one Prestoris Knight ate the
It
damage
was
for.
so bullshit. It just ate so much damage.
It's
As
so
in it sa- as in it saved everything? Is it always saved no matter what?
well, it saved a lot.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
died
Yeah,
eventually, but I mean
it
like
took an entire shooting phase and a half worth of shooting from Warlord, Nemesis Warbringer, and Anacastus.
to finally
So,
kill. That's like my middle
jeez.
sergeant. Tenacity of the
Jesus!
Millilith. So yeah, if you like your little knights and you want your big titans to have awesome, super awesome ablative wounds, this is also a great way to transport your Reaver Titan with two fists all the way to the other side of the board
Yeah,
in
because
relative
they're just
safety.
gonna be tanking.
Mm-hmm. It's like it doesn't matter if your Questoris like take the damage. It's just they are there to they
They are
are the
there to
metal
take the
box
damage.
for your bigger metal box.
Yeah. Though I think for like a dual fist reaver, it might actually be better to field it with
Cerastus.
Cerastus Knights, yeah.
Mm,
Since they have a better save and they also do the pokey pokey.
What does the shield of the Cerastus Knight do? In shooting, or is it?
It can shoot and it also gets +1 to save.
Yeah, that does sound better.
that's I mean, actually in that case, I personally I think I would like to still have
But
the
what?
Questoris for the
What's
Reaver.
the
But
cost though? What's the
the
cost
Cerastus
of?
are more expensive and
Yeah.
not as expendable as the Questores.
They're not as
Yeah,
expendable, so you're kind of wasting their super insane 14-inch move.
Yeah, Cerastus you kind of want to flank.
Yeah, exactly. So
mhm.
that's
Like
that's
you
what I
saw
said.
what they did with mine, right? They were
Yeah,
there on
exactly,
turn 2.
exactly. That's why like if ever I think what would be the a nice way to build this is you have one banner of Pastores to babysit your um, double fist to
A
delivery
banner can have
to
how
Lala
many?
move your double fist
Six.
A
reaper across the
banner
board.
is 3 to 6 Questores.
Yes. Is this Erastus only two or can you bring more?
It's 2 to 4.
It's two to
Mhm.
four. Ooh. And then you bring another Questoris to flank. Because the other thing is when I did this, I didn't bring Warhounds, and I felt like I needed something fast to um, distract. Because my Reavers ate so much damage.
Hmm.
Because they were
You
the
can probably use a Cerastus in that play in place of a Warhound if that's your
yeah.
goal. Because
Mhm. They're also incredibly threatening. Yep, yeah. But I sold my Cerastus to Kish.
oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
he knew, man. He wanted you not to have that option.
It's like,
No, I wanted Cerastus Knights because they look cool.
Hmm.
And Vian didn't want them, so
yeah. I was like, I bought this when they were like new and like I was high on. Oh, I must get all the new models. And eventually, it's like, I don't really like them too much. But that was before playing and before finding out they were actually like an insane unit.
my
So, but,
god.
like, don't worry, I don't regret it. But I'm just saying like that was the situation at the time. But yeah, so
You
this
have to
one's
think
like
about
really
how
really
this interacts with the 18 gallants.
Oh god, the 18 gallons, yes.
18 gallons.
The
OBD.
18 gallons can only be brought in a knight household list though. So,
Yeah,
heads up.
So yeah, Dominos Battleline Maniple. If you want your titans to survive and be really really annoying, your Questarians are just like your super awesome meat shields. This is your Maniple.
Yeah, it's like totally like shit on the vortex missile list.
Yep.
like it's like, damn it, I ain't vortex missiling that. I'm pretty sure there's a model out there that doesn't have Questoris backup. Let's vortex
Oh,
that
here's the
guy.
thing. A single Questoris banner can tank for multiple knights, for multiple titans.
As long as they're within the
They're within
distance,
Within
6.
right?
Yeah.
yep. So that's how I had that one, the last remaining Millilith Sergeant tanking for my two Reavers.
Absolutely fucking disgusting.
I was like, Cash rolls to miss. Wow.
That was good. That was legitimately a fun game,
For
That's
and
you.
gold
where
right there,
Vian
man. That's
discovered the
gold.
glories of the
Of the
Bellicosa.
Dominos. Oh yeah, yeah. When I finally got to try the Belgian, that was fun. What was not fun though was Father de la Costa.
Yes. Oh, you know what has a possible six Bellicosas?
Six
Ergnimus.
Yeah, 6 bellicosas right
Yes.
there. Note strength
Yeah.
14
Six bellicoses. Disgusting.
at strength 14.
14.
Don't forget the strength
Rank
14.
So
14.
actually, with this, you can have six Bellicosas in the required, and another three in the optional.
If you really must have
Um,
all the bellicosas in the world.
if you
the,
want nine Bellicosas,
the true
this is the
is
way.
this the Eyjafjalla list?
And
This is the true Eyjafjalla list.
two extra
Nine
volcano
bellicosa volcano
cannons.
cannons. Woo!
And then two volcano cannons on the side.
Yes.
God.
Yeah. Oh, are we back?
All
Precept.
right, so
Oh,
we're,
this
we're
is
going to the Precept Battleline Maniple now, which
is the
is
one that comes with
like
a
what
box.
the Precept Battleline Maniple box is based off. So this one is pretty solid. It's an upgraded Axiom Maniple. So you have a Warlord, a Nemesis Warbringer, and a Warhound with an optional Reaver and Warhound. So choose an order at the start of the strategy phase, and the Titans in the Maniple pass that chosen order on a 2 plus, ignoring modifiers. So it's really good against some traitor legios that like to nerf your orders, and like to nerf your command checks rather. Also demonic titans can do that, possessed titans. So and this makes it super reliable. So if you have a melee focused force and you want everyone to charge, you can do that. If you want everyone to split fire, you can do that. And it doesn't limit your other guys, so that you can still take other tests. For example, if you want your Warlord and your Nemesis Warbringer to split fire, but then you want your Warhound to full stride, you can do that. But it takes a normal command check. So yeah, it's pretty solid. It gives you a 2 plus on the chosen order. It contains one of every titan except a War Master. It's solid. It's an upgraded Axiom Maniple. Like
You,
nothing bad to say about it really.
you're gonna have to wonder what's gonna happen once they start integrating a War Master into one of these maniples.
They're not doing it. Like the War Master is meant to be an auxiliary titan.
Oh.
So yeah,
Not if they
like
sell it in
it's
a
meant
box
to
set.
be. It's meant to be in your Lords of War slot,
Mhm.
basically.
Mm.
So yeah, it's solid, but it's nothing flashy like the Extergimus or like the Corsair, the Venator. It's basically the Axiom version 2.
That integrates a nemesis scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
Al-
used this in our second game.
Also, one of the best
Oh,
value
this is the one
boxes
you
if you
used.
can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get it. Is it out? It's out of print now, though, right?
Yeah, it's very hard to find.
Yeah.
Some places
Yes,
have it, but
we're
it's
we're
very hard.
hoping for a new box set this year.
Mm-hmm.
No, the
So
thing is the Precept Battleline Maniple only when it came out never got here. It wasn't available here at all.
it Vian just got one.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. As in, it
Upon
wasn't here
release.
when it was released.
I see.
Oh.
So anyway, that's about it for our stream tonight.
Okay.
So like what are your takeaways, guys?
Looks like I need a
I
third warlord.
I don't
I
think
That's
me.
need
my
three more reavers.
that's
I don't want to be Andrew
my
Matthews.
takeaway. I
I
need
need
more
three more
reavers.
reavers.
I need more reavers. We need that box set of 5 reavers.
We need a Corsair Battleline Maniple box.
Hmm.
Just like 5 reavers straight up.
Yep.
Like, buy.
Like it's out, mine. No questions
They
asked.
should also
Mine.
release like a Legio Audax box with just 4 hounds and like possibly a Direwolf. That'd be so cool. But Direwolf is Forge World,
It's
so
Forge World.
Sad.
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 I want more Plastic Titans.
Mm-hmm. More Plastic Titans. That would be nice. Yeah.
More
So,
bigger
Vian,
titans.
what's your
I want that
takeaway? Master
Imperator.
Jeff is like, I need more
For,
Reavers and a third Warlord.
Yep.
like for me, what am I missing? Actually, if ever, I guess it's Cerastus again, or the third Warlord for so that I can join you in the Exterminus one.
The Extergimus.
What's that gonna be like? Where it's like we, they, and then just shoot.
We're just like Spider-Man memeing at each other. Hey, stop that. It's like 9 warlords.
Like, you get an Extergimus, you get an Extergimus, you get...
Exterminus. We all get Exterminus.
I swear, if our local meta devolves into everyone brings Extergimus, it's gonna be so dumb.
You'll know it. You'll know it's happening when all the grandmasters disappear. It's like, why are all the grandmasters gone? It's happening, man. It's happening.
Meanwhile, Master Jeff is like, sell me your Questores for the 18 gallons.
You don't want to have these questors. They're stupid.
No, you need them for the Dominos Maniple.
That's
Not if
using
you're
it-
doing
using
Extergimus.
Extergimus, man. If you're going Extergimus, you don't need that. Give me your gallons. Give me your gallons.
Okay, let's be real. The Extergimus Maniple is strong, but it has like a ton of weaknesses. But holy shit, 3 Warlords. How hilariously fun is that to see on the table?
Mhm.
I'm pretty
Absolutely.
sure it's something that you normally would not see. It's gonna end up being one of those. Holy crap! Someone actually did it.
Like, it's something. It's like the Hajj. It's something that you must do at least once in your life.
Mhm.
The what? Sorry.
The
The
Hajj.
Hajj.
That the
It's when
trip.
Muslims go to Mecca.
Okay.
Yes, yes. It's
Mhm.
it's like us going to like Comiket in Japan. The Weeb Hajj.
The
Mhm.
I have not been to Comic Con because I have work during when that happens.
No, I'd rather just go to Ori, man. Ori.
You're doing the tank pilgrimage.
Mhm.
Mm. So yeah, what do I need? I guess it's really just the third warlord.
Sorry.
Everybody.
Here we go. Here we
Like
go,
anyone
man.
who's bought
Here we go, boys.
I see it now. You want to split a grandmaster? You want to split
No,
the grandmaster? You get
I
a
actually don't,
warlord.
because
I get
I
a
don't want-
warlord. I get a Questoris. You get a Questoris. I get the terrain or whatever. Someone gets the book
the thing
and
is,
stuff.
I want the other weapons for the third warlord. So like
You want
the-
the other weapon, so you have
so
to get
the-
the new kit.
yeah,
Not
the
necessarily. You can
technically
actually
correct.
get the. I think that's what I did for mine. I got
Yeah, you can get an
the
upgrade sprue,
the
but
upgrade
it's
sprue.
Webster exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You can buy you can buy just the weapons.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
but it
I think
is
it's
interesting.
like
Webstore,
I
and
think it's
you
like
have
$25.
you are
I
required
think.
to support your local gaming store. So you're required to buy the third warlord.
If you can give us a grandmaster, that's one way of supporting the gaming store.
Oh, Grandmaster.
That's your
Mm.
edition.
Who wants to split? You want to split the Grandmaster?
It's like, I could go with like what 3 more quest stories, so I can have a 5.
Do I order you a third, like a grandmaster, guys? Come on, like I
We
can
need to
do
find.
that, but
We need
like
someone to take the book,
it
man. We don't
hurts
need that
me
Why does it hurt you? We're too half of an idiot.
because it's
because
so bad.
it's a heretical box set. That's why.
But
But
at
it
least this way,
serves both
yeah,
our purposes. We get each of us gets a warlord.
for like
I get
30 months.
all of the knights needed for the massive 18
Teen
gallon
gallant
run.
list.
Wait, Master Jeff, do you already have
Everybody is
15
happy.
nights?
Yeah, that's the takeaway from the night household stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
18
18
gallons
gallant.
is the
Wait,
way.
do you already have 15 nights?
Oh, I have 12.
You have 12. Also, you need to
Uh,
take all the nights, if ever,
you
because
you
there's
need
only
you need
6
yeah, yeah.
nights.
Oh, there are only
You
6.
would you would need all the nights. Oh, okay, okay. That's funny though.
But
Wow.
Vian also wants more knights.
I could.
Oh
I
yeah,
could.
that's
I
right.
don't need it, but I could. Like a 5 and a 4, I think would drastically improve my Dominus. A 5
Your
banner and a
Dominus.
4 meta.
Vian is just straight up building around the Dominus.
It's
But then
like,
we but then
what?
the thing is we now have terrain which I personally would not mind having.
Mhm.
But we
Yeah.
won't we will have a crap ton of book stuff and templates and all of those other
Don't
things
need to store a
which
copy, so any random can
Mm,
use, I guess.
I
Well, it's
suppose
like
And most of the book
I
is
mean it's kind of
reusable
free. Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Time
anyway,
to like,
we're
it's the
almost
way
out
to
of time,
boodle
guys.
more people into buying a
Yeah, it's
grandmaster
the
box
way
and a
to
third,
boodle more people into
into buying
Titan.
a grandmaster and a third warlord.
at or sell
How do we
two.
start?
Hey, get this. If you've got 3 grandmasters, not only will you have enough terrain for an entire table and not have to worry, you will have 6 warlords, which means you have
Yeah,
2
2
sets
two
of
extremists.
Yeah.
extergimus. You will
Two
have
And
yeah.
18 gallons.
18
And
gallons.
18 gallons.
You get them all.
So you have 2 extergimus players and an 18-gallon player.
That's 3 people right there.
3 people, 3 boxes. Done.
Beautiful. And they
Anyway,
each
guys,
get their own
we
sets of
guys,
books
And
we're out of
everyone gets
time.
a book. And everyone gets their own book.
and their own
My
template
And
and
God,
their own extra
their
everything.
set of terrain and the store gets the
we may
terrain.
finally have found a use for the Grandmaster Edition.
Not just the Grandmaster, multiple Grandmaster
Grandmaster.
editions.
Any
All right, guys, we are
okay.
actually out of time. So thanks for joining us today on like our first stream in a while. Um, if people want to see like a Legio review, that's like gonna take a while for me to read every single one, but like we can do that sometime in the future. Um, so thanks for joining us today, Master Jeff. Beyond.
Yep, yep.
Uh, so for anyone tuning in, please like and subscribe to our YouTube. To Facebook and to Twitch, and we'll hopefully be back to Facebook and Twitch by next week. Hopefully, Mr. Doctor has all of the technicals ready by then. So we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Remember,
Okay.
remember, the Grandmaster is not useless.
God.
It's
So
three
you two,
experiments.
when you finally want that third Grandmaster, just tell me. All right.
All right.